Hey everybody. So, I'm not sure if I'm actually supposed to be talking about this or not, because Spirit's been kind of cagey about relationships the last week, i.e., we're not supposed to be focusing on them, and I don't think I am. I'm feeling this Nine of Pentacles energy once again, and every time they tell me to get into my Nine of Pentacles energy, dating seems to come up. Dating seems to come up, but I don't think it's the point. So, first of all, I guess we'll do Gym Crush first. He came in today, and I wasn't there when he got there. I might have just dipped off and gone somewhere else. But the first time I saw him, he was already working out. Gotta charge my phone 1 second. There we go. So by the time he was even around, I was not. I was doing a walk or something. I don't know. I was doing something. And he's just he wore a new shirt today and he looked really fucking good. And I was just okay, do your thing. And I kind of didn't think twice about it until he found something that was supposed to go in the Lost and Found. And then sometimes that seems to be when I see him, when he happens to find something. It happens a lot for him. When he happens to find something on the floor that's been there and it's not supposed to be, he'll bring it up to me. But today, he held it out and didn't look at me. He was like, I found this. And I took it. And that was when I don't know if it was on purpose or not, because it seemed like he was trying not to look at me. He was trying to be dismissive or something. But when I took it, we made eye contact, we looked at each other, and it was like I cracked. Some part of me, some of the emotional part of me, cracked. And it reminds me of that scene from Originals when Cole is trying to express how his humanity was off for 1,000 years, and then one day he saw Davina bring a flower back to life in the cemetery with her magic, and something cracked open in him, and he felt things again. And if you've been paying attention to my videos for the last week, you'll know that I've been struggling with that switch, the emotion switch. I've been struggling with feeling. And I've had to consciously make the decision not to turn it off, not to go cold and logical. I've been struggling to keep it back centered in the heart space. And there was something about seeing him so upset with me. And then when we made eye contact, it just cracked. And it was gone. And I felt something just looking at him. And I don't know if that went both ways, but I wasn't angry anymore. I don't know if it was the exact same experience for him, but I wasn't angry and avoidant anymore. And I don't think he was either, because he stayed on the way out and we talked for a while about his family, about his cut that he's doing, about motorcycles, just a bunch of things, Nothing super duper important, but we spent time talking. So, I don't know, I guess it's fine. But on Wednesday, he was still on that Stairmaster talking to that woman again. And he did the Stairmaster again today with no company. And maybe that's a thing and maybe it's not. But it sure as hell seemed like a thing. It sure seemed like a thing when he went on a date with that other girl. And it sure seemed like a thing all the other times those girls were flirting with him. And he said he doesn't want a relationship. Maybe ever. But then there's this thing, And then new guy comes in later, before he stayed to talk, but after the lost and found situation. And he comes in and he's just adorable. He's just really cute sometimes. And he asked me which days I usually work, do you usually close? And I was like, yeah, I close on these days. I work on these days. I basically gave him my schedule. And I was like, mostly closes though. And he was like talking about like the guy that used to run the shift before me being like really angry. And he's just like, you don't seem really angry. You must like it, right? And I was like, I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person. And we ended up just like laughing about that. And like the dude that came before me who was like known for being a little bit like intense, I guess is the right word. We can call it angry. But we had a really good like interaction. We were just talking about like schedules and like joking with each other, and there was genuine laughter there, and it felt easy and it felt light and it felt like connection. And I don't know exactly what his schedule is like. I'm not sure when he comes to the gym exactly. It's Thursdays, Fridays. I see him both days, but it's not always consistent. But he's not coming tomorrow, which is what I asked him. I was like, so you coming here tomorrow? And he was like, probably not. I'm like, okay. See you when I see you. And if you remember, see you when I see you is something I've said to several people in the past, but usually I never see them again. The sun. I don't think that's going to be the case this time. But it was a very casual, like, all right, see you whenever. But when he asked me, like, if I usually work nights or, whatever, however he phrased it, he was stumbling and, like, clearly must have felt kind of awkward before it got comfortable. Almost like he was nervous. And it was just pretty adorable. And so I'm sitting here like, clearly I can't stay mad at Gym Crush. And when we get away from those conflicted feelings, those conflicts in general, we go back to talking. Back to eye contact. Back to that easy, connective, same page kind of energy. But is that going to change what he does at all? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to want something that he doesn't want. And I kind of do want to explore this energy with new guy, even if it's totally casual and just like fun conversation or just whatever, It doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be anything. I want whatever my connections are with people right now to be exactly what they are, what they're supposed to be. And I want them to be organic and easy and fun. And I'm kind of glad that like we're back in that good energy. And that the emotions are stabilized in the heart open position